Hey everybody, so I think I did a video describing how I had my kind of sort of bog filter set up and everything. Keeps my water like really clear, you know, and everything, but it wouldn't actually, it would get really clogged up and messy quickly if I didn't have a skimmer filter to kind of pre-filter the water. Now my bog hasn't been cleaned in about a year and a half. Yeah, I put it in last spring. Like early last spring. I haven't had to clean it yet because it hasn't gotten clogged or anything. And my skimmer filter, when I first got it, for the first few months up until recently, I would have to pull out the filter pad, you know, the pad that goes in it like this. I'd have to pull that out every couple days and rinse all this gook off of it because it would actually clog and the pump wouldn't get any water because it was so full of gook that it wouldn't get through. Well, I've noticed I haven't had to pull it out and clean it in about a month, and I thought that was really weird. So I went out and I pulled it out and everything, and you see, we'll just imagine that this bar is where it sits. It sits right here, so it'll catch all the stuff, and then the clean water will flow through back here to the pump. My pump's over here, and normally this area back here will be full of stuff that's gotten through the pad, like, you know, like little dirt and stuff that's too small for the pad to pick up. And so it'll be kind of nasty back here too, and I have to pull the whole thing apart and clean it once a month to keep it nice and flowing and going good. Well, when I opened it up, there was nothing back here. It was perfectly clean. And I was like, what the heck? And I looked over here, and oh my gosh, it was a war zone. And so I unhooked the pump, closed everything off. I closed the valves to the bog so no backflow will happen or anything. So this pretty much and I closed the latch on this, so this is pretty much contained, so I can drain it out, rinse it out, and put everything back. Well, I pulled this up, and I already scooped it all out, but there was mud up to this rim right here. Just straight mud. See, it's right there where I threw it down. And you would expect mud like this to stink because of all the anaerobic bacteria and everything, but it didn't. Because what was happening when I pulled this off, see all these little critters? I don't know what they are, but they're some sort of scavenging thing. There's hundreds of them. And what they do is they get all up in there and they eat the gook. I've also got snails in here. See, here's one. I've got scavenging snails. And something that a lot of people don't realize, but I also, if I can get them to let go, have scavenging leeches. Here's one right here. And normally leeches, you know, they suck your blood, all that good stuff, but these guys are different. They eat poop. And see, they'll still latch on, but I actually one day decided to try this out to see if they really were the blood-sucking kind. They've been in here a little over a year. They came in on some water hyacinths that I got from a breeder. And at first when I saw them, I freaked out because I was like, oh God, leeches in my pond, that's not good, I don't want them there. Well, so I freaked out and I tried to get them out, but there was no way to get them all out. But I noticed they never latched onto the fish, they never latched onto any frogs, they never latched onto anything. And I was like, what the heck is going on here? So I did some research and stuff, and turns out they are actually a species of scavenging leeches. There are a bunch of different species of leeches that are just scavengers. And essentially what was happening is there are so many of these little critters in the filter. It was such a high population of them that as soon as the filter pad would catch all the gook and the uneaten food and the poop and everything, these guys would eat it. Found an earthworm in the filter too. And then, see? Oh, the little leeches. Harmless though. Absolutely harmless. But that's essentially what was going on, and you can see how clear my water stays. Like, you can see some of the wrinkles on the bottom right there because the water is really, really clear. You can see the fish down there. The water is really clear. And that's about 3 feet down. It's a little over 3 feet actually. It's about 3 feet and some inches down. Pond stays crystal clear. It works great. I don't even have to use UV because the filter I've got here. Here's the huge water lily. That's a red attraction lily. It's only one plant. It's in one pot. It's probably got like 3 or 4, probably even 5 growing tips on it right now, but it's all coming out of one small little 2-gallon pot. But here's the actual bog filter. It's not really a bog filter because bog filters are different. It's more of a big old biofilter. But essentially what's going on is here's one barrel. It's a 55-gallon barrel. The other one's over there. And it's buried about 1 foot down. We have the PVC pipe coming out of the skimmer filter, and it goes along the back under all the plants and everything up through, and then it comes up over here. I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't see it, but it comes up right here and tees off, and it goes into each of the bogs. And it follows through here, and it goes down through the gravel and everything down to the bottom, which is like, you know, 4 feet down there. It goes to the bottom, and then it splits off again, and the water will swirl up through this gravel. And look, it's really super muddy right now because it hasn't been cleaned in forever. Here's like all the mud it catches. But here's the gravel I use. It's just number 8 pea gravel. And so the gravel catches everything, like everything. It even catches algae. And haven't had to clean it yet, miraculously. Although what we did have to do at the bottom is we have bricks joisting up about 3 inches, and then a screen and some filter pads so that the rocks can't fall down to the pipes, because if you had the rocks just pushed in around the pipes, then it would clog up really quickly. You have to have some empty space at the bottom for the water to flow around, and that's where all the gook gets caught, and then it goes up through the gravel, and the gravel catches it. And you want to pick a plant that will grow really super fast, you know, preferably something invasive because it goes berserk. Like this is called chameleon plant. Chameleon, like the lizard, and it has gone crazy, like absolutely crazy, because it'll eat all the nitrates from the decomposing waste and stuff. And this stuff, like this, you want to know the truth about how this stuff started? Went up to Lowe's and I bought 4 or 5 little bitty containers of this stuff. Here, I think I still have the containers. I'll show you how big they were. Oh, no, I got rid of them. Dang, I got rid of them. But they were, yeah, about the same size as this jar of food. About half as tall. Container's about like this. That big of a container. And they were just one little plant stuck in them. I bought 5 of them. And I stuck them in the bog. And I did that late last summer, at the end of last summer, and they just went crazy like that. Like you can see, they're growing all down in the waterfall and all that stuff. It's really cool. Got some creeping Jenny growing over in the waterfall. Originally planted it over there, but it creeped over into there. I'll follow its name. But anyway, I guess that's a good video of my whole filtration system, and it works. Criticism is welcome because I've received a lot of it, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's working fine. I'm gonna leave it. Any questions, just ask them.